Good morning, good people. This is your PooleProof Wisdom Moment. In a conversation this weekend, a question came up about whether a friend was allowed to do something at work. And it really got me thinking because I asked them, what do you mean, are you allowed? And they explained that there are certain parameters in which they're allowed to participate or to make decisions that made them wonder if they were going to be doing the right or wrong thing if they chose to do what it was that they were discussing. Well, it just got me all hopped up because I don't like the concept of being allowed to do something when you're a free individual adult. And I went about getting on my soapbox, which I'm often given to doing, and saying, what is it you think you're allowed to do because you are a free adult within the workplace, within your life, and whatnot? And they said, well, that depends upon, and then they talked about social mores and values and a lot of other things. And I stopped them and I said, no, I don't want you to embrace that because that's a form of mind control. And you do not want to be controlled by other people who don't know what's in your best interest. So I said, I believe that you are allowed to become the person that you are intended to be. That simply means that you will change your mind about people, events, and circumstances if you are given the gift of growing older. You are allowed to disagree with people with whom you disagree, and there being nothing more to it than the fact that you disagree with them. You are allowed to speak up when no one wants to hear you if there is something valuable you have to add to a conversation, and sometimes even when you do not. You are allowed to live as you choose, love who you choose, and be who you choose without anyone else appreciating it. And if the challenge exists regarding those things, it's their challenge, not yours. You are allowed to be free in the truest sense of the word, in terms of what you think, what you believe, and how you hold yourself in society as opposed to how society holds itself to your standards. Because the fact is, if you're doing you, it doesn't matter if everybody else is doing what you want. And it doesn't matter if you are doing everything that society wants. You are allowed to evolve into your best self, making mistakes along the way, celebrating your successes, but not getting so carried away by them that you forget that you are still a walking, breathing human being just like the rest of us. You are allowed to imagine possibilities beyond limitation. You are allowed to grow and change because it's necessary, not because others tell you it's necessary. You are allowed to be exactly who you are if that's what you choose, because we are all here doing exactly the same thing every day. And anyone who wants you to believe that they've got an answer that you don't have yet yourself is barking up the wrong tree. So you are allowed to be you. It's the hardest thing you will ever have to fight to be, but it is the most valuable thing you've got to survive in the world where everybody is trying to figure out exactly the same thing on their own terms in their own time. And if you can stay true to that person, you're allowed to do so. And that is your PooleProof Wisdom Moment for today. Find my podcast on Spotify, on Anchor.fm, on Apple or Google Podcasts, and podcast platforms everywhere.